Yeah.
Tan.
Oh, yeah, it's sinking. By the way, first of all, I don't respect any Nepo baby that thinks Twitch streaming is a job. And I want the audience to know, this guy, Hassan, has said in the past that America deserved 9/11. So don't even talk. Don't even open your mouth. Don't even open your mouth. You don't have no reason to talk.
Vinny,
just shut up.
I'm a big
just
fan
do me a
of
favor
you.
and shut up.
I'm
respectfully.
a big fan of you. And,
okay, but hold on.
I'm a big fan of you, so I don't want you to die. I feel like your heart pressure is going up. You're turning red, Vinny.
Somebody like you to say America deserved 9/11, Hassan, you shouldn't be on this fucking panel. I'm sorry.
Hasan Piker sitting there like a smug little streamer who thinks the rules don't apply to him. Vinny doesn't even raise his voice at first. He just stares and drops the nuclear fact. This man once said America deserved 9/11. Watch the body language. Hassan's eyes dart. The forced smirk freezes. The room temperature drops. Vinny leans in like a prosecutor who already has the confession. Don't even open your mouth. You don't have no reason to talk. That's not debate. That's a public execution. And the best part, the left still pretends this guy is a serious voice. One clip, one fact, and the entire progressive influencer machine looks like a bad joke. Wait until you see what happens when Vinny keeps going.
Oh, I think don't put anything past the Democrats. The fact that Gavin Newsom can sit there and literally look at somebody in the face and say, Joe Biden's presidency has been a master class. That Gavin Newsom is one of the most disgusting snakes in the grass. Just look at California. Okay, I even had to write this down, Pierce. Highest taxes in the nation. Thousands of businesses have left. Mandatory vaccine bills. Losing child custody over if your child doesn't transition. $7 gas. This is, and I'm telling you right now, Pierce, it's scary as hell. And I don't care what anybody says. This has all been a plan, okay? They moved the debates up early, all right? They didn't give him any, whatever he was on the State of the Union, Piers, that 60 minutes, he was up. They probably gave him adrenaline. He was there. He was in the moment. This was the time when they put him out there like a sacrificial lamb. They said, listen, Jill, we're not going to give Joe any drugs. We're going to roll him out there. He looked lost. He had no idea what he's going to do. I think the shift is going to happen 100%. There is absolutely no way they're going to stay with him. And that is going to be a huge challenge for the Republicans because we've had a case study, Piers. We've had 4 years of Trump, and now we're going to have 4 years of Biden. There is no debate. There's no arguing. The country is shit right now. And I know Hassan said, Trump was talking about the border and the illegals are the problem. They are the problem, okay? They are. Kari mentioned one story. There's been 4 this week, 4 of young girls getting raped and murders. And people like that say, oh, it's not really a problem. You say that because it's not happening to you or your family or your daughter or your mother, okay? It is a problem. And by the end of this 4 years, the number's probably going to be 18 million.
The whole state of California. I don't know what you're talking about. I live in California. We are the largest border state, as the governor also mentioned.
Yeah, it's a whole
lot. It's a total hellhole, dude.
California is a shit
sinking.
Show.
Look at your tan.
Oh, yeah, it's sinking. By the way, first of all, I don't respect any Nepo baby that thinks Twitch streaming is a job. And I want the audience to know, this guy, Hassan, has said in the past that America deserved 9/11. So don't even talk. Don't even open your mouth. Don't even open your mouth. You don't have no reason to talk.
Vinny,
just shut up.
I'm a big
just
fan of you.
do me a favor and shut up.
I'm a big fan of you. And,
okay, but hold on.
I'm a big fan of you, so I don't want you to die. I feel like your heart pressure is going up. You're turning red, Vinny.
Somebody like you to say America deserved 9/11, Hassan, you shouldn't be on this fucking panel. I'm sorry for my language, Piers. He doesn't belong on your show. That being said, Piers, it'll be a huge challenge.
Are you triggered, Vinny?
Huge challenge for Democrats.
Should we invoke Donald Trump right now and say, let's not be children?
Yeah, I think that's a very good call, Jenna. Yeah, I think we're going to try and keep things.
Let's not play that
Do you know what was interesting?
Well, hang
on. What was interesting about last night, actually, I'll bring Cenk back in here. I liked the format, actually, of the way CNN did this. I thought Jake Tapper and Dana Bash did a very competent job. But also, I liked the format where there was no audience to manipulate, perhaps, or save a candidate for themselves, or to overreact to try and drown out a particularly salient point. And the mute button worked very well. You could see both candidates trying to speak at various times when their mute button was on. I don't know what you thought, but I actually thought it was a pretty good format for showing us what the reality was of these two candidates.
There it is, the moment the left's favorite Twitch radical got put in his place on national television. Vinny doesn't debate Hassan. He dismisses him. He looks at the man who claimed America deserved 9/11 and treats him like a virus that accidentally got a microphone. Somebody like you shouldn't be on this panel. Watch Hassan's face carefully. The arrogance drains, the smirks die. He starts doing that nervous little lean, the classic progressive tell when the facts finally land. Vinnie even jokes about his blood pressure rising. That's not comedy, that's dominance. And while Hassan melts, Vinnie keeps swinging. California under Newsom, highest taxes, businesses fleeing, $7 gas, parents losing custody for refusing to sterilize their own kids. Gavin Newsom calling Biden's presidency a masterclass, while the state turns into a cautionary tale. Vinnie calls him a snake in the grass, and the audience feels it in their gut. This is why the left hates guys like Vinnie. He doesn't play the polite cable news game. He doesn't pretend both sides are the same. He looks at the open border, the murdered girls, the dementia cover-up, and the 9/11 apologists, and he says exactly what half the country is thinking. Joe Biden is finished. Kamala is more unpopular than the guy she might replace. The donors are already shopping for a new host body. And the same media that spent years calling Trump a fascist is now begging for a younger progressive to save them from the disaster they created. Vinnie Oshana didn't just win the segment. He reminded everyone what happens when a Republican stops apologizing and starts telling the truth. Play this clip every time a Democrat tries to lecture you about threats to democracy. The real threat is the party that gaslit a nation about a declining president and still thinks it deserves another 4 years.
Kari, what did we watch last night?
A train wreck combined with a dumpster fire and a huge, massive victory for President Trump and really America first. That's what it's about. It's about putting our country first. And we've watched for 4 years as Joe Biden has caused the most high levels of inflation that I've seen in my lifetime. We've watched, and I'm not just going to blame Joe Biden. The national Democrats have stood behind this guy, and to act like last night, oh my goodness, finally they're just seeing for the first time there's problems with Joe Biden. We've been seeing this for a long time, Pierce. The American people have been seeing his decline for a long time. And I think we need to all come together at this moment in history and recognize that we need to make a major, major change. That debate performance was a debacle. We cannot trust the national Democrats or the mainstream media. None of them, especially not the guy I'm running against, Ruben Gallego. He's been part and parcel, voted 100% of the time with Joe Biden, and they've allowed him to spend 4 years destroying our country. They haven't lifted a single finger. And now, after all the inflation, 20 million people invading our country, the disastrous withdrawal from Afghanistan, Russia's invasion of Ukraine, a terrorist attack, October 7th. I could go on and on and on. Now they're starting to criticize Biden. I don't know. I'm just not buying it. I'm just thinking they're using this moment to try to spin things.
Could it be careful what you wish for, in the sense that what at the moment is obviously a spectacularly good day to be Donald Trump, because nobody's talking about him other than, by comparison to Biden, he was a sort of whirlwind of dynamism and youthful vigor and energy. But of course, Biden was so bad that there's now a concerted effort. You can feel it from the mainstream media to Democrat supporters to donors and so on to try and force Joe Biden to give up. If that was to happen and the Democrats were to parachute in a much younger, much more dynamic person, maybe somebody a lot younger than Donald Trump, could that actually be bad news in the longer term of this election race?
Well, first of all, I think the Democrats are stuck with Joe Biden. I don't see a way out at this point. You know, the money he's raised would have to stay with him. They wouldn't be able to transfer that over. And, you know, honestly, I don't think you can bring anybody in. I mean, you could bring someone younger in. They still have destructive policies, Piers. This isn't just Joe Biden. It's the Democrat policies, which are not Democrat policies of yesteryear. This is a new wave of socialism hinging on Marxism. This is an open border, changing the entire demographics of our country. This is a dead-end economy. This is crime on the streets. This is the indoctrination of our children. No matter who you plug into that, it's still the policies of the Democrat Party that don't work for everyday Americans. I think what we saw last night was America collectively coming together saying, we want President Trump back in the White House. He can turn this around, give us a great, strong economy, safe streets once again, a secure border, world peace. Who doesn't want that?
Kari Lake just called it exactly what it was. A train wreck combined with a dumpster fire. And she didn't flinch. While Democrats spent 3 years gaslighting the country about Biden's sharp-as-a-tack brain, Kari looked straight into the camera and listed the body count. Record inflation, 20 million illegals. Afghanistan humiliation, October 7th. Dead American daughters, and the National Democrats who clapped like seals the entire time. Watch her posture. Straight spine, steady eyes, zero apology. That is what an adult sounds like after the left spent a decade treating voters like children. And notice what she refuses to do. She doesn't pretend a younger Democrat will magically fix the open border or the socialist experiment. She says the quiet part out loud. The policies are the problem. Newsom, Whitmer, Harris. Same poison, different bottle. Democrats spent years calling Trump the threat to democracy while they wheeled out a man who couldn't finish a sentence. Now, the same media that lied about Biden's fitness is suddenly concerned. Spare me! They knew! They always knew! They just cared more about power than the country. Vinnie is about to take the knife out and finish the job. Stay locked in.